I just feel really strongly about this bully thing because I have contact lenses. So I was bullied when I was younger before I had contact lenses. 4 eyes, Coke bottles, you can see into the future. Steve Urkel. In light of there was a Florida shooting recently at a school, and you guys pretty much know the story about these shootings. I think a lot of people attribute a lot of causes to these shootings. There's bullying, there's access to firearms, there's socioeconomic this or that. Sorry about that, it's my iPhone. But I guess there was a post that I wrote a while back on the site ResonableDose.com about stopping a bully, and I just feel really strongly about this bully thing because I have contact lenses. So I was bullied when I was younger before I had contact lenses. 4 eyes, Coke bottles, you can see into the future. Steve Urkel, if you imagine me with glasses on, that was definitely a name that I was called a lot. And I didn't necessarily want to bring a gun to school and shoot everyone.
Just so you know, I never wanted to bring a gun to school and shoot everyone, ever.
But something's happened, recently where that's just, I'm not going to say it's the norm because it's not the norm. If it was the norm, we would have mass shootings in schools by those kids that are the quote-unquote outcasts, like probably once a week. As many schools and students that we have in this country, and as many people actually get bullied, we would see that. So it is definitely not an epidemic or anything like that, but it most certainly is a problem, and one is too many. But I feel like there are a lot of causes, and I do want to know what you guys think. As usual, it's just we want to take a reasonable outlook and reasonable approach to solving a difficult problem, and I just like including you guys in my thought process, and I want to be included in yours, just to try to figure out, what are we doing? And the thing is, as much as we may not want to admit it, sometimes, certain people only respond to certain things. And if someone's bullying you, like going to social media and talking about it, that's probably not the right thing to do. Or not talking about it, that's probably not the right thing to do. There are probably many things that are going to work and probably many things that are not going to work. So it's just, being careful and trying to take your time and find out what's going to work for you is probably the best thing. So I'll just start with my experience. So when I was called names, I eventually learned to call names back. Now, it's not all of a sudden someone's going to say something about me and then I'm just going to say something about them, and all of a sudden everyone's going to laugh and I became instantly popular or anything like that. But when a joke was made about me, I learned to make jokes about other people. It's not right. And I'm not trying to say, oh yeah, if you're being bullied, you should now bully. If you're being called names, you should call names. What I'm saying is that some of the kids that were bullying me, they responded by stopping when I made them feel bad. And my parents, my father, he kind of always said, never start a fight, but finish it. And I was always scared to do that, scared to get beat up or scared to get talked about or embarrassed or hurt or whatever that is. But I have to tell you, I even learned like that I wasn't that good of a joke teller, or I wasn't good. We used to call it cracking. Like, you're gonna crack on that person. You know, some older people may say, you know, play the dozens or something like that, or whatever. But I really just, I would get made fun of when I made a bad joke. Like, hey, oh, your mama's so fat, I don't know, your mama's so small, she could parachute off the curb. Totally stupid joke. And I'm like, hey, your mother's so skinny, she could hula hoop with a Cheerio. I don't know. That's stupid as well. But one, it included me in this irrational, immature discourse. It sort of made me feel a little bit better. And I don't want to be judged for feeling better for stopping someone for talking about me. And I don't want you, if you're being bullied, to feel judged about talking about someone. It's what I don't like is kids responding with guns, bringing guns to school. If someone would ask me, like, what do I want you to do? Do I want you to talk about someone and disrespect them verbally to prevent yourself from, you know, building up lots of animosity and hate and going to a very dark place where you may want to shoot up your school? I mean, we got to find a better way. And if you hurting someone's feelings for 5 seconds is gonna prevent you from going to that dark place, I say do it all the time. And you shouldn't have to even do that. But I know that I used to go to my school teachers and I used to say, like, hey, this person is bullying me. Or worse, my teachers would be present and they would know. My parents were married, and my mom wanted to save money, so she bought my clothes from the discount store and my shoes from the discount store, and so my clothes and shoes didn't really look all that great, and I had big glasses, and I was a well-rounded, smart black kid, so I got made fun of a lot. And that's just how it is. It's really unfortunate, but that's just how it is. And my teachers knew. They knew what I looked like. They knew my intellect. They knew my interests. They knew all those things, and they did pretty much nothing to stop the bullying. So, if your first line of defense, the teachers, are not going to do anything, like literally, they're just not going to do anything, and you know this is true. I've gone to public school my entire life. I got literally no help from my teachers. None. So don't look for help there. Don't count on help there. If you get help from your teachers, count it as a blessing. Hold those teachers close, because the good teachers that you have are going to be few and far between. If you have a principal or a guidance counselor that takes interest, or resource officer at your school that takes interest, great. But don't count on that. They will not be there over the summer. They are not going to be there at 2:45 when the bell rings and you go home and you're on the school bus. Those people will not be there, so you do have to find ways to cope and deal and handle the bullying that you're facing throughout your life. You're going to have to find a way to do that. And learning to talk about the kids that are bullying you, that's going to be the first step. That may get you smacked. That may get you into a fight. But somehow this bullying has to stop. And yes, if you get hit, if you get smacked, or if you get threatened, again, you're going to have to go through those typical steps. Tell the teacher, go to the office, tell your parents. But at the end of the day, if you are alone in this, if you don't have parents to go to, if you don't have a teacher that kind of has your back throughout this, and if you don't have an advocate or anyone standing up for you, what are you going to do? What you're not going to do is go and get a gun and come and shoot up your school and kill people and scar people and hurt yourself and possibly get yourself killed or anything like that. That's the one thing you can't do. That is entirely unreasonable. So I have 3 kids, and yeah, we don't shop at the discount store, but that doesn't mean that I didn't raise them a certain way and they get bullied or have gotten bullied or could get bullied. So I have to tell them, like, you've gotta, if you're in the moment, here's how you handle it. Yes, I can give them certain tactics when they tell me something specific has happened with them. But primarily, I just raised them to not bully. I raised them to not be bullies, be good people, be decent people. But I know everyone is not like that. And they are gonna have to find a way to combat this if they're ever faced with it. They'll also have to find ways, if they feel compelled to step in when someone is getting bullied. I can't begrudge them of that. It may get them into a fight, and it may get them suspended, or it may get them into some serious trouble. And I have to talk to them and say, why are you in this trouble? What happened? Well, this kid was getting bullied. I told the guy to quit it. He didn't want to quit it. He pushed me and I punched him. I'm like, it's a really tough situation, because, I mean, what type of people do we want roaming the earth? Do we want bullies roaming the earth, or do we want people that are trying their best to be good humans? So yeah, again, if you're getting bullied, you're going to have to find a way to handle it yourself. And I'm going to be honest, I'm going to, with this video, any comment, any question that you guys put down, if you're getting bullied,
Only hypotheticals.
and you want my opinion, which, 1, I think you need to go see your parents if you have them. 2, you definitely need to seek help if you need it. There are a lot of hotlines, and if you're thinking about either suicide or shooting up a school or something like that, there's a suicide prevention hotline. I'm going to link that below in the description. But if you like what I said and you want to hear what I may have to say, then please leave a comment. I'm going to try my best to get to every one of the comments. And, I want to help, because if we can have one fewer mass shooting because someone decided to sort of, in their own way, stand up to the person that's been bullying them for so long, I call that a victory. And while I want to do the whole PSA thing, go to your principal and all that stuff, I know that crap does not work. It does not work. They're too busy worried about the standardized test scores and crap like that to really give a shit about you actually being bullied. So, what do you have to do? You got to grow up. You got to grow up, and you got to handle the problems that are facing you. And you got to do it in a healthy way, and that's all you can do. That's all I could do. And, man, I remember this one bully, he used to hit, and he was a lot bigger than me, and like a lot bigger than I was. And I'm not a small guy. I'm a little shy of 6 feet. I'm like 5'11", and this guy Randy, he's a big guy, and he remained a big guy, bigger than me, just big. And he just liked to hit and bully, and I don't know why, but I was an easy target. And one day he hit me or something, and I just waited for him to turn his back, and I went and got a textbook. I don't know. I don't need to say all that. It might get this video flagged and removed and stuff like that. Probably going to take this part out, so it's all right. But I linked to my blog post below on 7 steps to stop a bully. It's something that I wrote some years ago, and I just wanted to make a video about that, because I think it matters. And school shootings are too much, but the bully is an affected person because they are bullying, and whoever they're bullying is affected. And those situations just are not good situations, and I hate those situations, and I want to stop those situations, especially before they escalate and someone decides to bring a gun to a school and do harm in that way. And I just want you guys to stay reasonable. Thanks for checking out the video. Leave your questions below, because our community is going to be a growing community, and whatever I answer, I do want people to come back and respond, and we'll just start the dialogue there, because I don't know how else to reach out to this stuff. If I see another PSA that is not helping kids, I'm going to flip out. I'm not going to flip out, because that's unreasonable. But yeah, start the conversation. Ask whatever questions you want in the comments below, and I will answer. All right. Much love. Stay reasonable, guys.